John, will it grow up there in Cape Cod? Fill your hands, you son of a... Normally when I'm making a Shed Wars video or any of my videos, it's coming to you from my garden area. But today is different. I have been waiting to make this video for a long time. I'm going to tell you about it. And John, Shed Wars is about gardening. We focus on that. We focus on growing food in buckets, in the ground, many different ways, always about the plants that we can grow and eat, because that is the common denominator of Shed Wars. It's all about gardening. That's what we center our collaboration around, and our global competition is gardening, because anyone can do that. You can grow food in your apartment or wherever. You just need soil, a seed, some water, a little bit of sun, or even artificial light. But we also have included bringing in food of all kinds, from the animals that we have on the farm to things we go out and forage for or hunt for. We allow that. The eggs from our chickens, the chickens themselves. And we also have another one, it's fishing. Now, we introduced Shed Wars categories a while back. That was sort of a thing to get everybody thinking about where we're going. Well, we're going there now. One of those categories was Shed Wars fishing. And it was a chance for our Shed Warriors, no matter whether they were in game or not, to make more videos and share their part of the world with whatever it was under those hashtags, Shed Wars fishing. Now we're going to expand the universe. This is where we're headed. This is the first major expansion in that universe, and that is, John, are you ready? Today I'm announcing the very soon start of the Shed Wars Fishing Rodeo, our first annual event. It's going to start within about a week. I'm going to put this video up and give everybody a chance to join us in on this and to see the video. And I'm going to tell you about it. This is going to be something not just for Shed Warriors, not just for the people that are in active game. It's going to be for everyone that is in the active season in the Northern Hemisphere and our volunteers that came up from the Southern Hemisphere. But it's also for those people that are in the Southern Hemisphere that just finished up their season. If you are a Shed Warrior in good standing, basically, then you are invited into the first annual Shed Wars Fishing Rodeo. And John, I want to show you something. This is just an ordinary fishing rod and reel set that I bought from the store. It's been hanging on my wall for a little while collecting dust. I have been waiting for the time that I could use it, like a bottle of wine. I've been waiting for this day, something special, and that's it today. We'll call you out, John. We're going to put the ugly on this stick and put the ugly on you. We're going to have a fishing tournament. I think you're going to like this. I think all of you will. We've already got some prizes that we're ready to give away. Let's get to some of the meat of this action. Our first annual Shed Wars Fishing Rodeo is got a twist to it. It's not only for Shed Warriors in good standing. It's also for our community members that are in good standing. This is a semi-open invitation for people. I'm going to tell you about that. If you are a fan of Shed Wars, if you're a fan of John's, or if you're a fan of mine, or one of our Shed Warriors and their YouTube channels, and if you have your own YouTube channel, you may be able to join us. I will put an email right here on the screen. We'll just put this email address right here. If you are another YouTube channel and you would like to join us in this, send us an email to that address. And what we want to know is what team, if you want to sign on with me, or if you want to sign on with John, you can do that directly. But if you have a member of the Shed Wars community that you would like to support and help them get their pounds up in our Shed Wars collaboration, then we'd like to know which one that would be too, and I'll tell you about that. This is going to be fantastic. This is a way that we can involve our greater community, the people that watch and support and like what we do. Now, you're not in the competition. If you're not in Shed Wars with us, then you're not in that. But this will give you a way to be more than honorary members of our community. You will actually be helping the channel that is of your choice. Let's say, just for instance, me. If you wanted to come join me, the fish that you catch, whatever you catch, that weight would count toward my final total in the Shed Wars 21 gardening collaboration. That's right. Now, it could be someone else. It could be any of our Shed Wars members that are in the active game. Okay, active game, hear me. That's important. Your weight, let's say you go out and catch 50 pounds of fish. Well, your 50 pounds of fish will count toward their totals. See what I'm saying? This is your chance. If you've got a YouTube channel and you like to fish, let's do some of this. Let me get this stuff going. I got to go fishing. You know, it's a lot easier just to go fishing than it is to make a video about a fishing rodeo, let me tell you. But I am just about there now. I'll be catching a fish in a minute. Which brings mind to me. Anytime I would go fishing as a kid, we always had the three things. Whoever caught the first fish, whoever caught the biggest fish, whoever caught the most fish. You know, those were the three bragging rights. We're going to have that in our competition in this fishing rodeo. We're also, since it's Shed Wars, okay? Since it's a Shed Wars, don't mind the worm dirt, it's nasty. Since it's a Shed Wars fishing rodeo, it's going to be different. We're going to have freshwater or saltwater because it's all about self-sufficiency and what we can do. That's the spirit of Shed Wars. So, if you are a freshwater fisherman, or if you are a saltwater fisherman, or woman, or children, or whatever, it doesn't matter. All species that you're going to eat. I need to stress, this is not a catch and release tournament. This is fish that you are catching for your own consumption. Or, hey, you know, it's for your family, y'all having to get together, whatever. You catch 50 pounds of crappie, that counts too. Y'all are eating it. This is fishing, you know, not the gardening thing. But it does need to be for your own consumption and not just to release it. And what's going to be, now, since it's Shed Wars, it's, like I said, it's different. Anything that you can catch, dig up, trap, whatever it is, in the ocean or fresh water can count. If you catch fish, or let's say you're down there in the Louisiana swamp or Texas, somewhere where they've got a lot of crawfish action. Your crawfish traps and the catch from that will count in this fishing rodeo. What if you're digging up clams? What if you're catching blue crabs somewhere here in North America, off the coast, off the beach? What if you're catching green crabs in Australia? Doesn't matter. If it's aquatic and you are catching it or trapping it some way, it counts. Now, as we go along with this, we expect to have people to come along and offer, we would like to invite people to offer up little prizes for different species, maybe, something like that. Keep track of your big fish. You know, if you've got like a 3-pound crappie or whatever, or a 15-pound bass, largemouth bass, whatever, keep up with it. If you catch a big trigger fish or a tuna, you know, whatever it is, keep track of your weights. And we would like for you to document what you're doing, okay, in your weigh-ins, since we do have prizes, and I'm about to tell you about those. Since we do have prizes and things of value, we do have to have a few rules. They're going to be very simple. One thing in your videos, what we would like to include is your weigh-in of your fish, okay? If you clean out 50 pounds of fish, you take it and put it in some bags or whatever and show the weight of that, because that is going to go to one of your favorite channels. And we want to make sure everything is squeaky clean. We don't want to offer anybody any problems. So video your weight, your final weight of your fishing trip, okay? Do that, and that way there's no wondering about it. Now, if it's fish, we want to weigh the final weight of the fish after it's dressed and gutted. No head, no guts. Fins are okay. Fins and scales are fine. No worries there. If it's something like crabs, well, just weigh the whole crab. Live weight on crabs is fine. Any kind of crustaceans like that is just fine. Shellfish, I think shellfish is fine to weigh, get a live weight on shellfish too. Now, we may have to make changes between now and when we start, you know, and that'll be fine, because what I'm hoping is that we'll get many emails asking and asking questions that we can help people with. Now, let's see here. We've got those things out of the way. What else? Shed Wars is made up of a community of just normal people. Kind of like the movie Dodgeball. We're like the average Joe's gardener, average Joe's gym. It's just ordinary people doing ordinary stuff. We're not fancy. We got coffee filter or coffee cans and garden worms in there ready to go fishing. And that's just us. That's what we do. We would like to encourage people to offer any type of prizes, you know, if you want to. John and myself are not made of money, and you know, nobody is, but we would encourage that from the community, any kind of sponsorship for prizes. Now, and I keep forgetting, oh yeah. The two prizes right now, the ones that John and I are offering up. Now, John did have a little hint that I was going to put out something big, and he trusted me. And he is putting out, get this, he didn't know what I was doing. He thought it was gardening. He is offering up a Hoss Tools seed package of $100 worth. $100 value Hoss Tools gardening seed package. That's huge. That's going to be one of the top prizes so far. I am offering up a $100 gift certificate in this to the big sporting goods store of your choice, whether it be Cabela's, Bass Pro Shops, Dick's Sporting Goods, or if you're in Australia or England, UK, wherever you are in the world, if there's a big box sporting goods store that sells fishing equipment, that's what you're going to get. We got to cross those country lines electronically. So $100 seed, $100 Hoss Tools seed box, and $100 gift certificate. Those are the two big prizes that we've got right now. And that is, coming from John and myself. What's next here? I guess next I'm going to go fishing. I'm going to skip around a little bit with this, unfortunately, okay? Sorry. John, you like to brag about your gardening, but you also really have bragging rights of being a great fisherman. You do. You oyster fish for a living, and you're fishing on the salt water. Now, most of our participants are going to be able to do freshwater fishing with bobbers, okay? John, so even though you've offered up the prize, you didn't know it was for fishing, right? Yeah, well, it's for fishing. You and I are excluded from any kind of prize for the first fish. That will be a small giveaway there. That will be a small prize to be earned, whatever that is. But it's going to be a prize for the first fish. The first fish caught in the Shedwars Fishing Rodeo will have its own little prize. Now, you and I are excluded from that, as well as Ed's Crazy Homestead, because I kind of sneaked it out to him, right? So he's out of that. Everybody else is in. Now, also with the big and the most, John, you're right there on the salt water. The ocean is your backyard. You could go out and on one trip, you could go out in a weekend and catch more fish than anybody else could in this whole competition. Blow everybody out of the water. So we're going to have to come up with something special for you. You can't win these prizes just based on your saltwater fishing ability. Now here's the thing. We've got some people that do like to fish salt water. There's some of our channels that watch us. If they would like to join and we can get enough saltwater fishing action, then you'll be able to compete in the second category, or the other category, saltwater, biggest and most. This is all preliminary stuff here. We'll be working out some details. Now, John, especially that you know what it is, we can talk about this and iron some stuff out. Unless you're scared. Yeah. Wild edibles, which one of these worms should I use? Guess I'll have to pick one of my own. Wild edibles is a lady out there, her and Time to Shine. They're up there in Canada. And I'm sure they're going to join us in this. They do a lot of fishing. It's all about getting that food in, that fresh food. This is fixing to be food. Right here at the table, before I do this, I would like to take a chance to help you, John. I am going to personally invite a channel that does some saltwater fishing and may be able to start offering you that saltwater fishing competition I was talking about. We want to have that. All kinds of fishing. We need some saltwater folks out there. We've already got people interested that love freshwater fishing, but not enough of us are fortunate enough to live on the coast, so we're going to have to go searching. We got to build that. So with that, it would be my highest honor to have one of our Aussie YouTube channels to join us in our first ever Shedwars Fishing Rodeo event here. And that channel is Hooper's Mayhem. Hooper's Mayhem Aussie Outdoors Adventures. I am inviting you personally here to join us in our fishing rodeo. And I'd like to invite someone else. They need more shout outs than they get, because what these two men do is really incredible. Their channel is all about going out to places just like this and fishing and cleaning it up. What they do, they kayak and they clean up waterways every chance that they get. It goes further than leave no trace. They're picking up the traces that others leave behind. And that's Trav and Mav over at Trail Trash Outdoors. Now, guys, I would love to have y'all join us in the Shedwars Fishing Rodeo. I would love to have you on my team. Mostly y'all do freshwater. Either way you want to go. If you want to join me, or if you want to join John at Will It Grow, is fine. But this is my personal invitation to you two men for the great work that you're doing and the fishing that you do. So those two I'm personally inviting and wanted to highlight, and I hope you go find them. I'll have links in their descriptions. Now let's move on to the baiting. John at Will It Grow up there in Cape Cod, fill your hands, you son of a wonderful fisherman, farmer, father from the Azores. We're going to catch some fish now. And with that, I'm fishing now for the first time in many years. We're going to watch that bobber a little while, but not on this video. Not even sure what time it is, but we'll see how long it takes me to catch a fish. But what I've offered for you today is telling you what we're doing. 1 week from today, we're going to start this thing up. Get your emails in. There's the email address again, once again on the screen. It'll be in a link in the description. Yeah, let's go. Gardening is great. Gardening is fun. But there's fun to be had out there and food to be brought in other ways. Fishing's one of them. Let's have some fun. Shedwars Fishing Rodeo, First Annual, starts now, or in a week from now. Y'all be good. I'm gonna catch a fish. Yeah, here's another shout out for Trail Trash Outdoors. They're out there cleaning up nature, so it's better for all of us. I was about to call it. I was afraid I was going to go home with just worms. And look who finally showed up here. It ain't much, but it's a fish. First fish I've caught in years. We're going to let this little sucker go. Y'all be good. Look for the next video on this. Got a week. Next Sunday, we start.